Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of ClueCon Weekly, sponsored by SignalWire. This week with us, we have Miguel Licero, founder at LinkedIP and voice over IP expert and business development businessman, as we were discussing earlier. Thank you for joining us today, Miguel.
Luca, it's an honor to be a guest in your show. Thank you very much for having me.
Would you like to start by giving us a quick introduction about yourself?
Thank you. Yes, my name is Miguel. I'm an electronic engineer,
Nice.
and I'm a digital transformation enthusiast. Somehow I got caught with VoIP in the early 2000s, and here we are 20 years later, using VoIP, using omni-channel communications, to transform every organization.
You're never, once you get into voice over IP, you're never free, right?
Yes, yes. The other day I was making this joke with someone. Did I mistaken this road? Because I jumped into VoIP and here I am 20 years later.
Yeah, it was well, I started roughly the same way. I'm an engineer, so I started as a programmer. I started by doing some integrations with another system with an Asterisk server back in 2009,
There you
and
go.
here we are.
Yes. There you go. I started out of Asterisk 1.2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, at some point, play with Free Switch and OpenSer, Camelio, and here we are.
So many of us
Yes,
started there.
yes.
Cool.
That's right.
So, would you like to give us a quick introduction about your company too? Since I see you have a lot of different services on your website, I'm interested about what you've been doing.
Yes, thank you. We believe that by using the right communication technology, we can provide a certain level of growth and acceleration of your business. So that's what we do. So we have a portfolio that includes unified communications. Um, we used to offer international calls, but that was killed by WhatsApp. So we
Oh
removed
yeah.
that from the list. So we are still offering unified communications, business phone systems in the cloud, omni-channel contact centers, especially these days after the pandemic. We believe if you want to sustain your business, if you want to have your keep your business open, you gotta be an omni-channel business. We also offer online meetings. We have this center in Colombia where we have this BPO portfolio of services. So we can answer calls for other companies or make calls for other companies. We also offer telework platforms, so people can work remotely or on the go. And this year we are working a lot in conversational AI. So we believe artificial intelligence, and it's particularly machine learning as a strategy of artificial intelligence. It's helping businesses to grow more. So that's roughly what we are doing, or what we do.
I really like the starting point you took. That is, we're not here just to sell you phone calls, which is fine, and I mean it's a good job in itself. It's what we all do, right? Yeah, we're not here to sell you phones. We're not here to sell you PBXs. It's a process that involves digital transformation. It's not just the yeah, I mean, again, I'm not just giving you a new phone. New phones are great, cool, but
Yes.
if you use your new phone the same way you were using your old phone, you might as well just not buy the new one, right? It's just keep the old one. It works if you're just making phone calls.
Correct,
So
correct.
it's
And if I
a
might say, I have to confess that I was, again, I'm an engineer, so I'm squared. So when my very first approach were just to sell 1 0 bit bytes, PBXs, SIP, VoIP, SDP, RTP, and nobody will understand that. Just me. And then I realized there was this level of transformation, and I discovered the umbrella of digital transformation, and that we discovered how our customers, with their testimonials, will came back to us and tell us, listen, our team now works better, or we grew internally, or we grew in revenue, or now our customers are happier, or we reduced churn. So we really we found this tight relationship between customer satisfaction and the technology of communications, and that's what we do today.
So obligatory question, because that's what happened. What changes did you see in the last 2 years in particular? Do you think that companies in general had to rush to change because they needed to?
Yes, yes. I actually, I'm a member of several chamber of commerces and networking, business networking associations or business association, and I have this conference that I call communication technologies or communication solutions that help your business grow. Something that happened during the we saw it before the pandemic, but during the pandemic, it kind of boom, we realized customer preferences change. So right now, we are seeing that customers, they want to be um, they want to be in contact with brand owners through their preferred channel of communication. Before, it was the brand owner who will set the rules. Okay, here's my phone number, call me. But that changed during the pandemic. Now, the consumer will say, you know what? I like to web chat. So,
Hmm.
if you don't have a website with a web chat, I'm not going to buy.
Yeah.
I like to be notified through WhatsApp. If you don't notify me through WhatsApp, then I simply going to change the brand. I'm going to look for another vendor.
Mm.
So right now, every business, if they want to survive, I hate to use that word, but to survive, to keep in business, we need to use omni-channel communications. We need to pay attention what's the preference of communication of our consumers. It sounds silly, but it's the truth. When you listen, when you engage with your consumers through the preferred communication channel, you are increasing satisfaction. And when you increase satisfaction, then that leads to upselling or reduce churn, all those good things. And it's silly, but it's just change the way you communicate
Yeah.
for better. Go omni channel, and there you go, and then you will hit you will stay in the game.
I tried, so I work with business development and larger customers too, and I am in the middle of a lot of change management processes. So I see companies trying to approach the new communication tools differently, trying to learn. What do you think are the hardest things? What should a company owner think about when they think, well, we just have a phone number, we should do something different? How they should start? What's the hardest part?
I think there's gonna be a change in the mindset. That's I would say that's the first thing. Uh, in my case, we have from this solo startup guy till the big
Yeah.
corporate America as customers, and then all of them they have something in common. At the beginning, the mindset they don't want to change their mindset. They think communications is something aside. They want to put attention to advertising or sales strategy or the business plan. That's important. I'm not saying that's not important, but as part of the strategy, you have to consider how you communicate with your consumers, with your prospect. At the end of the day, if you want to reach certain market, what do you need? Communications. If it's an ad, or if it's an email marketing campaign, or it's a cold call, you're gonna use communication. So you gotta pay attention to how you communicate to that particular audience. So the first thing what we do is to show our prospects, and I do that in my conferences. Hey, let me show you these statistics. You see, let me tell you what consumers are telling us. I like to mention this. I believe I heard them from Sandesk or
Mhm.
from Gartner, but they say 96% of business owners or brand owners, they will say they have great communications towards their
Mhm.
consumers or prospects. But when you go to those prospects and ask the same question, they will say 94% of those consumers, they will say, we are not agree. So there is a gap. Okay, so there is this gap between the brand owner and the consumer. So by
And it's a
reducing that
large
gap,
gap too. It's very large.
yeah, yeah. So and everybody would say, every business owner would say, no, 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 my customers are happy, my customers are, and then you go ask the customers or the consumers, they would say, no, no, we have this or that flow or whatever. So and our job here is to close that gap as much as we can to increase satisfaction, to reduce churn, to increase the appreciation of the brand, and that happens. It just, again, I won't say it's magical, but it's silly and it works.
It's a
At the end of
process.
the day, we are closing the gap.
So yeah, so the main thing is probably distilling for what you're saying. Companies just pay attention not only to which solutions they adopt, which vendors they select, etc., but it's important to monitor that those solutions are actually getting you results, because it's easy to spend a couple $100,000 on a good phone system.
Yes.
It's not hard, to be fair. Like if you start buying the brand name desk phones, they're a grand a pop, and a couple SBCs, etc. You've
Right.
dropped $200,000, and it feels like you bought some incredible technology, which you did, by the way. That is incredible technology. And then you are just sitting there. It kind of like feels that some companies do the same thing when they launch products. Like, you launch a product and wait for people to see your product. As you said, if you don't tell anyone you make the best ice cream in town, nobody can know.
Correct. And especially these days, something that we need to pay a special attention is how we make better customer experience through historical data. That's called a data-driven customer experience. Like, for example, right now we are working with this hotel. It's a chain of hotels. They have different cities. But when you call to the hotels still use phones. So when you call to the hotel, there is this menu. For the for
Press
city
one.
yeah for city A, press 1. For the branch in that other city, press 2. For the overseas branch, press 3. That's not bad. That's something that we know. But what we're proposing now, listen, why don't we just we browse to the call history? Do we have a match? Has this phone called before? And actually, not only called, has bought before. Oh yeah, this caller ID is related to this contact, and they bought a
Wow.
room in the beach in the beach hotel. So why don't we just use that information to send the call directly to the beach hotel? That's it. And that way you're providing a better customer experience. If for some reason that guy, when you reach the the front desk of that hotel, says, no, I don't want the hotel, the beach hotel. I want the mountain hotel. Then you just transfer the call. But there's going to be a high chance that according to that call history, we can predict, this particular caller is willing to connect with that hotel at the beach. So, and that's something, that's how data-driven customer experience works, and that's what we're trying to do for some particular customers today.
Yeah, that's a good point. Phone menus are a common problem. Like many companies decide they want to do an IVR, and it's just press 1 for, press 2 for, and plus the option that goes nowhere. There's better ways to do it, for
Yes,
sure.
I
There's
know.
a lot of logic. Of course you do. Yeah, there's a
My
lot of
customers
logic.
know too. So yes.
There's a lot of logic to, so that's a great example.
Yep.
So would you like to just give us a quick overview of the kinds of products a LinkedIP has, and what just maybe people would like to reach out to you and ask you about something, so it's always cool to know.
Yeah, thank you. We have two main solutions, both based on what I believe it's one of the greatest telecom products, Asterisk. So we have this multi-tenant unified communication platform that allows you to offer, business business phone systems in the cloud. We have an app that goes with that, so people can, do business from everywhere there is internet. And we also have this. We are lucky to be partners of this Italian product called Excali, and
Oh,
Excali is also
Diego.
yes. Uh, and we actually use. By the way, if you know Diego Gosman, go get his book about machine learning. So
I will.
and we use Scali to provide and to design and provide greatest customer experiences. Scali is also based on Asterisk, but also offers connection to other channels like WhatsApp, Telegram, Twitter, Instagram, Skype for business, Microsoft Teams. So you can connect everything that has an API. And with that, you create this synergy of channels that come into a single platform, and you start to develop something that we call the customer journey. And I always set an example, especially for those companies that offer sales or customer service. Somebody calls and they say, the other day I sent an email, and nobody has responded. And if I will be that operator, I
Oh
will
yeah.
scratch my face and I will say, what email? When? And if I ask this caller, can you tell me more about that email? Or can you tell me when you send it? What I'm going to do is just increase the frustration of that particular caller. But if I have a platform that shows me right away, oh yeah, this guy sent an email last week, and I just click on it and I can read the email, and I also have the ticket number. Oh yeah, are you talking about this ticket number, the number 2223? I see it's being worked right now. So as soon as I have an update, I will let you know. That will increase the satisfaction of that particular customer. So that's what we do with Excali. Excali to us is, of course, we are a top Gartner's front runner. We are top in the Magic Quadrant of Gartner's Magic Quadrant. But that's one of the products we mostly offer today because it helps brand owners to increase customer satisfaction.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good point. Again, it goes back in the end, it all goes back to monitoring if you think about it. Like
Yep,
you don't just buy the software and it does magical work for you, but you need to
I
start
agree.
using it.
I agree. Yes, yes,
It's
yes. And we actually, one of the things we do here at LinkedIP, it's how to use that our technology, to work for you. Like for example, in monitoring, you need to pay attention to your KPIs. So some people they just don't. And like the other day, I was having a chat with this business owner, a friend of mine, and he was telling me, something's going on in my company. I don't know what. Can you help me? And the first thing I asked him, okay, do you know your phone system KPIs? What are you talking about, Miguel? Come on. And then he grants me access, and I see, man, you are losing 90% of your incoming calls. So so that's why you're not taking the calls. So just have your team to answer the calls.
it's not working because you're not using it, more or less literally.
Correct. So stuff like that. It's so simple, but I agree. You have to also monitor. The platform will give you the tools, the KPIs, but you have to observe them and and of course act on on those indicators.
Yeah, for sure. That's the most important part. So you mentioned Asterisk. At ClueCon Weekly, in fact, since I started doing the podcast, we've been doing lots of different things, many times talking about business, but we try to be about open source too. So what are the open source softwares you use in your stack, just so we know what people are using?
Asterisk. I would love to use Free Switch. We just build our platform out of Asterisk. We use MySQL. We use Apache and Nginx. What else? There was this. We have this Java
Yeah.
OpenFire. We used to work with OpenFire and with OpenServe. But at some point, we had to, for our main switch, we had to go commercial. So right now we work out of Porta One. They have this really great product called Porta Billing. That's what we use
Oh
for.
yeah.
But at the PBX side, if I am allowed to say that, we use Asterisk. And we also have this really unique feature because we are able to support Cisco enterprise phones. Let me see if I can show you. This is my Dex phone. You
Wow.
see, it's not a Cisco. How did they call it? Multi firmware. It's just a
Oh yeah.
Cisco enterprise, and it works with our Asterisk. So we have this. This stack made by Garrett Palmer. He's out of Australia, and and we use his stack, and we're able to simulate or emulate Cisco signaling. You know, Cisco is they have the very unique stuff. They like to do really complicated stuff. So we have this stack that emulates Cisco signaling, and we are able to provide our customers with Cisco enterprise phones with all the features.
Well, yeah.
Without having to buy the actual Cisco, I believe it's multi party firmware or something like that, which is a very most expensive phone. And actually, we are a Cisco partner, so we can provide this Cisco phones as I can say at the cost. We don't make money on the phones. We make money on the service. But there you go. We have Asterisk, which right now we are on version 18. We started with, as I said, Asterisk 1.2, and we have a multi-tenant platform that uses Asterisk. And what can I say? I wouldn't do. If I had the chance to start over, I would select Asterisk and FreeSwitch again. I love the open source. I believe.
Oh yeah, it's not just because it's open source.
Yes.
I get that. We get that a lot as FreeSwitch. Like the overwhelming consensus is we're not using FreeSwitch because it's free. We're using FreeSwitch because it's good, which is the best compliment, right? It's the best compliment.
I'm a friend of this. I have this friend of mine called Bayon Tofik. Bayon started Flow Route. It's a California company that has been sold too many times. But when we started that in 2005, maybe 2008, they were using FreeSwitch. It is really powerful. So I just said it's not because it's free. It's because it's powerful.
It's good.
It's good, and you can customize. So yeah, we just took we took separate ways. He took the FreeSwitch route. I took the Asterisk route. Flower Route is now a multi-million-dollar company, and here we are on the in this path. But
yeah, Flow Route been sold like 14 times at the moment.
Yes.
So it's an interesting business case. Still, yeah, talking about technology. Well, you can even use Asterisk and FreeSwitch together if you like. We can if you want to do an experiment, let's do it. There's a lot you can do.
I agree. When we were trying to do because when we started this business, we used to deploy an Asterisk box on each customer's premise. At some point, we could not manage all those boxes. We could, but it was really complicated. It was not easy. So we had to look for a multi-tenant solution. And one of the first solutions that we looked were based on FreeSwitch. I believe the name of the product was Fusion PBX or something Fusion 20 years ago. But then we found our way to do that through different contexts in Asterisk. It was something really simple, and then oh my God, what is this? And oh wow, we made it. And then now we have a very powerful. Actually, we white labeled that platform today for companies that they want to sell UC or UCaaS. That's something that we offer. But yeah, I could not think of our business without the open source. Another thing we have is these stacks to build stuff like Node.js, Express. So we use that to build a lot of stuff. So I believe this world owes a lot of gratitude to the open source. I remember being in this Asterisk conference 4 years
Astricon?
ago. Yeah, it was an Asterisk in Orlando, and then I met this guy from Citibank. At some point, I say, "Wow, there's a Citibank guy here." And the guy approached me, and we started talking. And he said, "Hey, wait a minute, Miguel. We use Asterisk. you know, we couldn't. Otherwise, we couldn't do it. So don't think that because we are a bank, we have no. We built our Asterisk, of course, with the right levels and layers of security.
Sure.
But it's built on open source. I mean, and today, free switch and Asterisk and OpenShare, I mean, we're talking about probably nearly 20 years of
Yeah.
coding, hundreds of thousands of developers and contributors around the world. So, I mean, what commercial product has that?
Yeah, I no, not only I think, I definitely agree with you in the fact that it's given us so much that commercial servers have have a different role. To be fair, it's not just not just being there, but open source in the telephony space is so prevalent that yeah, there are some super great products. Something you didn't mention, a project you didn't mention, is Camellia, which is a
Yeah, no,
relative
Cabello, yes.
open
Uh,
share, and they're I think Camellia is probably the most deployed edge proxy in the world. Yeah, most likely it is, right? It's
yeah. We I think we first had Ser, which I believe that was the name of the project, and then there was Open Ser. I think they diverted, and then it was named Camelio, and then the other project was called OpenShips. If I don't recall,
yeah,
but yes,
they're
we used Camelio for 3 or 4 years. I remember. At some point, we just needed something to automate our billing, and that's why we decided to go. Okay, we have to go commercial now, so we went with Pora One.
yeah, there's a lot you can do with just open source, and I hope people do it more and more. Also, if you want to look into using FreeSwitch, let me know.
No, yeah,
We
yeah,
can
no.
start.
There's something. There are a couple of projects now. Actually, this week we were, because right now we're trying to deploy this platform that automates. We have a project in South America, in Colombia. The government is willing to. They want to get stats on the COVID vaccinations. So they want people to call in and and somehow report, okay, I took the vaccination and
Yeah.
I got fever, or I got myocarditis, or I got pneumonia. And so we were thinking of a platform, and just because we have certain feeling with FreeSwitch, we are willing to do this with FreeSwitch. So of course I will let you know.
That's yeah, that's let's do it. I mean, there's a lot of interesting stuff we can do together. Why not? It's always a
Yes,
pleasure to get
yeah. No,
started
no.
with you.
My team actually were discussing that this week, and I think we definitely were going with free switch for this one.
Just ping me. I'm super happy to help.
Sure, sure,
So,
sure.
what else? Well, you have been in the market for a while, and you've certainly seen the switch to WebRTC. How many of your customers are using web-based audio and video now compared to maybe a few years ago?
Uh, I would say 90% of our customers now they use WebRTC, and I
Oh, just
really
that many?
yes, I really love the approach because the way I actually sell it is, listen, okay, think of the web browser like your new workstation, and that means
Mhm.
if you think of that, any device with a web browser is now a workstation. So give it a tablet or a smartphone or a laptop, a Linux computer, a Macintosh computer, a Windows computer. As long as you have a web browser, then you have a workstation. And we have seen how during the pandemic that
Mhm.
we have customers that they just took the phones to their homes, and it worked. But some of them experienced challenges like NAT issues or firewall issues or port blocking issues. There is always an open port for HTTP. Port 80
Yeah.
is always open, and 443. So with WebRTC, we kind of discovered that the actual tool for remote working is WebRTC,
Yeah.
and it's encrypted. So let's start using WebRTC. And I don't like to talk too much about this, but because I know the pandemic generated a lot of pain, but the pandemic year was our best year whatsoever. So, and just because we were offering this, remote tools, most of them 90% based out of WebRTC.
Yeah,
And now
there is.
we can do video, and we can do a lot of stuff. So we have customers using WebRTC for telehealth, teleevaluation, meetings. I remember when the pandemic started, there was this project, Jitsi. You know Jitsi?
I do. Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
yeah. So we had this idea because we found this group of seniors with a lot of anxiety. In my country, like my mom and some of my aunts, and here in the United States too. And so we decided to put together this free meeting service. We just
Mhm.
deployed a Jitsi server and give it to the people. And a couple of months later, we were receiving this feedback. Hey, thank you for this platform, because now we can meet, we can see each other, we can pray. We can have all these activities together just through a web browser. So I really that was another open source tool. I
Yeah.
really applaud the WebRTC technology, because I think it's simple to use. You just need a web browser, and that's it. So we actually that's another concept technology that we believe it's changing the world right now.
Yeah, there's I would say 99% is a lot. Like I was expecting many of your customers will be using WebRTC, but that's really a lot. I mean,
Yes, yes,
there's
and the reason is
definitely.
because at this point, I would say more than half of our customers, they are contact center subscribers. And by contact center, I don't mean this floor with 500 computers. No, I mean
Yeah.
companies that understand that the front desk is a contact center, their sales team is a contact center, and they use WebRTC. So I believe that's the reason. Like more than half our subscribers, they are now in the contact center arena.
Yeah, there's a lot to do in that space for sure. So of your customers, this is an interesting question. How many of your customers actually are remote call centers? So call centers they don't have an actual office,
Ah,
or that they have a lot of people from their company not in the office, but instead they're
no,
working.
I would say nearly 50%. Like for example, we have a customer in Philippines. We have a local customer. They're in California, but their actual agents, they are in Philippines.
Hmm.
Or we have this another huge customer in Texas, but their agents, they are in Mexico. And we actually have agents in Colombia. And we have this company out of Miami that they also, I know they have their agents, they are in Asia and in India. So it's, again, all that is possible thanks to the WebRTC technology. Um, by the way, in our company, we use SIP with TCP. Okay, we don't like to. At some point, we decided let's just cut the UDP. I know it's better to use it through UDP,
Oh
but we
yeah.
solve the router issues, the NAT issues, just by using TCP. And because TCP uses flow control, I think
Yeah.
that has been our secret, to deploy these endpoints overseas. Because I have to say, we don't have infrastructure overseas. All of our data centers, they are here in the United States, and we have people in Philippines with really very, very, very low latency. So, and again, since WebRTC works with TCP, I think we managed to work this out without issues.
Yeah, I think that this disappear remark is interesting. Many people in the space don't really like TCP. Even they would say it's it's too complicated. In fact, it doesn't work, etc. But I think I agree with you. In many cases, TCP is the best way to go about
Yes,
it.
when I came to, we actually started out of Colombia, and we came to the United States, and we came here using UDP. Okay, we started to deploy our solutions, but there was always something with this. I just with a firewall that will treat our UDP traffic as a possible threat. So at some point we decided, okay, we're not going to fight this anymore. We're going to switch to TCP, and boom, actually that's how it's been working. And actually, Cisco phones, they work with TCP. Okay, so our network it's based of TCP streams. The SDP and the RTP is going to be UDP, but we solve all of the signaling issues just by moving to TCP. And we have cases where we have triple NAT or this complicated firewall,
Oh
and
yeah,
it works.
that's
So at least for us, it's a less headaches.
for sure. Cool. Well, I think we covered almost all of it. It was a super fun chat. We went through a lot, and thank you so much for being for bringing your expertise to our program. And there's
No, Luca, thanks for you for inviting me. I think it's an honor. Anytime you want to chat, just let me know. I really enjoy and love these chats.
and we'll be here if you'd like to look into FreeSwitch. Let me know. So, well, thanks again, Miguel Licero, founder at LinkedIP, for joining us today. And for the rest of the people, I'll see you next week. Goodbye.